Hey guys, it's Jim from Lightbearer channel. I'm going to do another quick little video here. I got some news today on one of the channels that I go to, showing that I've had some success with what I've done. Now this lady's name is Laura Lee Dyke. She kind of looks like a dyke. Excuse me, but she does. She looks she looks like an absolute lunatic when you see her. She cackles like a witch. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into it. I'm going to put a short video of hers up. It's like 2 minutes and 10 seconds long. I wanted to put this video up, and then on the other side of it, I'll give you a history of this lady and what's been going on and how I won a small victory on her channel here in the last couple of days. Alright, so I'm going to put the video in now, and then I'll meet you guys back here on the other side.
Hi, it's Pastor Laura Lee, and sure enough, one of these psycho stalkers came right on over to my website, spams me with 10 different evil, wicked, maniacal, psycho comments, and just an absolute psycho stalker who pretends, oh, I'm a good Christian, you're not a Christian. This person is absolutely deranged. And so on YouTube, what you have is people get in, you block them, but sometimes other people on my channel can see their ongoing vicious, vile comments that started on my channel. And sometimes commenters go back and forth with these people. I mean, not just a little, a lot, like 20 comments back and forth with them. And I don't want anything to do with these people, and I want them gone. On my website, they're access denied, they're blocked, and when I block them on my website, they're blocked. They're done. And the only access that people see on my website is on the front of the website. So nobody who is on my website has to see further comments by a psycho stalker. And so YouTube has horrific commenting. Terrible. Awful. YouTube has just horrific comment control, and I think they do that to create the troll environment. And so I don't want to use YouTube's commenting at all. It's fine to use YouTube for the vids, but many people don't have comments for the reason. And I'll just have comments on my site, but on my site I can do access denied to psycho stalkers. And you have to do your own YouTube channel and start having these psycho stalkers that will get 20 channels, and they're absolutely deranged people. So God bless you.
I can't believe this. I had over 18 minutes of tape here, and somehow it got lost, and I'll never be able to say it the exact same way again. And I'm about so disgusted I don't even want to fool with it now. But I'm going to give it a shot, and we'll see how it goes. That video that you just saw, that's posted on Apostle Laura Lee's channel. Posted today. And it's a direct response to me. I'm the lunatic stalker troll that she's ranting and raving about. So that's the kind of response I get from people that are so far gone that all they do is lash out and accuse the people that are exposing them of being the no good SOBs that they are. They all do that. You call somebody out for lying and going against the Bible, and instead of them repenting or even debating you using the Bible, they'll just turn on you like rabid dogs and say that you're the evil one, and that you're the one that's lying, and that you're the lunatic, and you have no basis for what you're saying. and yet they'll never refute it. Not scripturally. Not even common sense wise, they won't. So this is typical response to the kind of things I do. It makes them mad. They apparently don't don't like people leaving comments in their comment section that tell other people about what they're all about. And I'll tell you a little bit about what Laura Lee Dykstra is all about. And I'm going to start this again, and so it's going to seem tedious to me, so if I sound bored with it, just overlook it. I first ran across Laura about 5 years ago, and she was living up in Michigan at that point. She was putting out all kinds of crazy videos on her channel that she's deleted since then. It was called Apostle of Revelation 13. That's who she's supposed to be. But when she first started out, she was putting out videos where she was claiming that she was Mary, the Mother of God, reincarnated, and she was here to help all of mankind. And she played that one for, I don't know, probably a year. I don't know if she finally got bored with the role she was playing or what, but she demoted herself and made herself the Apostle of Revelation 13 instead, which is the thing that she still claims today, that she's this. I think now she switched it from Revelation 13 to Church of Philadelphia or some such thing. Anyway, she's the apostle to the Church of the Philadelphia, I think is what she calls herself now. But she was putting out videos about this, and she was putting out other videos about weird stuff. Like she put out one video where she burned the American flag, and another video after that where she burned a dollar bill, an actual dollar bill, and that's against the law, and that got her in some trouble. It got some people starting to monitor her channel on YT. And shortly after that, her own family was so worried about her that they got on her channel, and they must have gotten her password somehow. Anyway, they got access to the channel, and they took a bunch of stuff off of there, and they shut the channel down, said it was suspended or some such thing. And her family eventually got her committed through the courts to a state mental hospital up there in Michigan. She was court ordered to be in that mental hospital under observation, and she was in there for a 3 months. And eventually, I guess one of her privileges that she had earned was to be able to get back on the internet, and she found out what had happened on her website, and she got it back up and running. Was telling people, I didn't do that, I didn't shut down the site, I didn't take things down, that wasn't me, that was my family that turned against me, they're all a bunch of lunatic crazy people too. See, everybody in the world is crazy but the lunatic themselves. It's always somebody else's fault, always somebody else doing something wrong, and this wasn't any different. So she got on there, she was still in there under court order, and she started putting videos out again about how sad she was in there and how bad it was, and they were just, I don't know, they was torturing her, I guess, as far as she was concerned. And she was telling about how she was refusing to take her medication, and she wasn't going to let them doctors, brainwash her and make her think she was crazy, even though she is crazy as a bed bug. So anyway, this follower of hers that had gotten really close to her, they all these funky teachers get their little pets, and this was her pet. His name was Sean. I'm thinking it was Sean Green. So she convinced this guy, somehow she got word to Sean to help her make the great escape. She had like ground privileges there where she could go outside, because this place had a fence around it, man. And I'm not quite sure how she got past that fence, unless her accomplice Sean had a rope or something, or he knew of a gap in the fence somewhere or whatever that they'd worked out. But anyway, he helped get her out of there, which was against the law because she was court ordered to be in there. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say there's probably still an active warrant out for her arrest up in Michigan for breaking out of there. But anyway, her and Sean drove around. They couldn't go back to her house, and they couldn't stay there in Michigan, and because they'd be coming after her. So she had to leave the state, so her and Sean drove all around the eastern half of the country. I think they even went west a little bit, but mostly eastern seaboard kind of stuff. And they would do their little jaunts. They'd get out in different cities, and God had told her and Sean to march around a certain federal building 5 times and chant something or other to it and do it to bind them so they couldn't bring on some kind of evil that the government was trying to do. That was the purpose of her burning the dollar bill, by the way, so she could show she was anti-government. I think it was. So anyway, they did their little rituals in all these little towns and some big towns. They went up there around Washington, D.C. once, and Sean was going all over the place, going around different buildings and stuff. See, Sean was supposed to go up to meet her. He was from somewhere in the South. And he was supposed to go up there and meet her, and then all of a sudden she dropped off the radar. Well, he didn't know that Laura's family had shut shut her channel down. He didn't know all that was even going on. He didn't know she was in a psych ward. And they had made plans to meet. I'm pretty sure it was Washington, D.C. or New York City, somewhere up there, some big place. And they were supposed to meet there at a certain time on a certain day. And when she wasn't getting in touch with him, telling him, what was going on, he was driving, he was making videos of all these things he was doing. He went to all these different places that they were supposed to go together. And he was doing all these weird little rituals by himself, and that it was just pathetic. All through these videos, Sean, he was worried to death. Poor little Laura, what are they doing to her? What happened to her? She's not even in touch with me for like a week or so now, or a month, and I haven't seen her or heard from her. And that guy was really worried about her. So anyway, I digress doing that, but anyway, that's just the way she uses people. So after Sean got her broke out of the psych unit, they left Michigan, was traveling around doing their little, side shows in these different places. And they finally wound up down there, I think it's in Georgia is where she's at now. Back in some cabin in the hills. Anyway, they finally wound up down there and holed up. And Laura got on her computer. Actually, it was Sean's computer that she had taken over. Of course, she's an alpha female. She's the one in charge, and Sean was going along with it there for a long time. So anyway, she was using his computer and putting up new videos about what was going on and how everything was wonderful and how she'd been railroaded, and she told the whole story about how her family had betrayed her and all this mess. And pretty sure it was her daughter that had her committed, and they were at odds, and it was her daughter's fault that she got thrown in there, and it wasn't fair and it wasn't right, and she wasn't crazy. And the way she was making them videos and the way she looked, you can tell she was crazy. So anyway, her and Sean holed up there, and it was a few months into it, not a lot of months, but a few months. And Laura started bullying Sean. See, Laura didn't have no income, and she wasn't going to work. She was this magnificent apostle that deserved to be worshipped and waited upon hand and foot. And she had poor Sean there running and doing everything. See, he had a disability pension, and they were living off of his money, and she was taking his money, using his computer, and going into town and doing things in his car and leaving him stranded out there in the boondocks in a cabin. Well, he finally got wise to what was going on and got fed up with it and got the local sheriff there, to get her out of that cabin so he'd have enough time to get his stuff. I can't remember exactly what the charge was, but they actually charged her and put her in jail. I think she was in there for about a week in that jail down there. And during that time, Sean got back up in that cabin, got all of his stuff out of there, and packed up his car and took off, and I'm guessing he never looked back. At least he shouldn't have. And it wasn't too long after that, Sean, on his own channel, he was putting up videos apologizing to everybody for the part he played in her delusions. She had him fooled too, and he was all repentant. He was about in tears. That guy got messed up bad by her. And this is what the kind of thing that these YouTube gurus do. Sean was a mess, and he had some real health issues, and that messed him up for a while. But anyway, he was putting up videos after he got out of there, apologizing and repenting and stuff like that. And he started telling some of the behind the scenes stuff that was going on there. And I can't remember it really, so I'm not going to try and make anything up about this. Everything else I've said is true, so it might as well be true about this too. But I remember him telling some wild stories about crap that would go on and things that she would do when she wasn't on camera. And she was a wild woman. She was basically mentally abusing Sean. And he made quite a few videos about it, and then I guess he finally got it out of his system and moved on. But that's the tale of Laura Lee Dyke. That's the history. And so she opened a new channel. I think it might be the one she's got now. I think she's had this one about 3 years now. And I got on there and I started getting in her comment sections and talking to her commenters about some of the stuff she had pulled. About the time I started doing that, she deleted her previous channels. She had several of them. Had one that was supposed to be just for praying, and I think she had one for music maybe. And she had her main channel, and every one of them channels was gone. So I like to feel like I had a little something to do with getting them taken off. I thought of it at the time as a great victory, because I got all that nonsense off the internet so nobody could see it anymore. And it didn't occur to me that I had just lost every bit of the evidence that I had about the things I was telling about her until it was too late. And of course back then I was pretty new to a computer. I'm an old guy. I'm about to turn 59 here. And so I didn't know how to do screen captures or video captures or any of that stuff. Heck, I was lucky to be able to just navigate to the places I wanted to go, let alone do anything fancy or what seemed awful fancy to me, like video captures and screenshots and such. I didn't have any knowledge about any of that. Still not real good at computer things. But as evidence from the fact that I just did a 18-minute audio grab and lost every bit of it, and here I sit trying to have to do this all again. That tells you how good I am at this. So anyway, I just wanted to get this stuff out there. So anyway, I decided after that I stayed away from her channel. I'd maybe visit it 2 or 3 times a year to see if she's still up and running and what kind of mess she was teaching now. And I got on her channel here. It just jumped into my head about her, and I hadn't thought about her for forever. So I went over to her channel, and like I say, sometimes for old time's sake, I got on there and started commenting down in her comment section about all the weird crap she had done before. That woman called fire down on me. I'm serious. Made a video, named me by name, and told me I'd be dead in the morning because fire was going to come down from heaven and consume me. And she was dead serious. She was whacking out almost screaming when she was saying it in that video. So that's who this woman is. So here yesterday, I guess it was, I went to her channel because it occurred to me. I was wondering, wow, I wonder what's going on with her. So I looked her up and I started commenting in her comment section and telling all of her current commenters some of the weird crap she had pulled in the past. And I got a lot of pretty good interaction from her followers, and they wasn't too happy with me. But anyway, it was today, earlier today, I went over there to see what was going on, and she had up 3 new videos. They're all real short. One of them was this one. The first one was this one that I showed you in this video. And her ranting and raving and saying she took her comment section down because this lunatic stalker was after her, and she didn't have enough control over her YouTube comments. So she was going to disable comments, and I checked, and she's got every video on that channel comments disabled on it. You can't comment on any of her videos. So that was my good news, because that's one of the goals of somebody that does what I do, or did. I'm pretty much retired at this point, except for sticking my nose in and giving them a hard time for old time's sake once in a while. But and I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was commenting to her new commenters and getting a lot of reaction because they didn't have any idea about what she was really like. And of course, her followers are not going to believe anything I said. And there's no evidence of it anymore. So it's my word against hers. But she shut down her comment sections over this. So that was a victory for me. Because when you open your comment section up, the people that comment on it get in there on a daily basis, and they kind of commune with each other and become a cohesive unit of followers instead of just individuals. And when you take that away, they don't have that gathering place anymore, then you've disrupted that channel in a major way. So that was a victory. And I got news for Laura. She's not going to get very many people coming to that new website she's got. She's just not going to. Took her forever to get what followers or subscribers she's got now, and her views don't come anywhere close to how many subscribers that she's got. So I'm guessing that the vast majority of her subscribers have dropped off the radar and don't even bother anymore. Just didn't bother to unsubscribe. Well, she's not getting all that many views, but I guess she didn't want to risk her few commenters being offended by me and being upset by the truth that she's hoping that she can hide, and she's not going to let it get exposed to the people watching her and not even put a little doubt in their minds about what she's about. She's not going to allow that. So I got her to shut her comment section down. And she's going to lose a lot of views over that, because if people can't gather and talk about it, they're not going to be as likely to come and view these videos. So I just wanted to share that. That was a victory I got today. I got the comment section shut down on Laura's stupid channel. So I just wanted to share the good news with you. I'm back up to 19 minutes, so I guess I got most of it back in. Added a little more BS to it, but I just wanted to get some of that stuff out there, and I just want to say God bless and thank you guys for listening, and have a good day. I just need to do a real short addendum here. The guy's name, it came to me, it wasn't Sean Green, it was Sean White. So I just wanted to get that clear. And I'm thinking the big city, I thought more about it, the big city that they were supposed to meet at and do all this stuff. I'm thinking pretty sure that it was Philadelphia, because that was where she was going to be, gathering her army together and all this kind of stuff. If I'm not mistaken, she was calling for anybody that was wanting to join her and Sean there in Philadelphia on this certain day at a certain time. And I'm thinking it was during 4th of July celebrations that they were planning this. It's supposed to be all symbolic and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to do that correction. It was Sean White, not Sean Green. And the big city they were supposed to meet at was Philadelphia, not Washington or New York. I try to keep everything as factual as possible as I can. I don't exaggerate and I don't lie. Everything I say in these videos is true. I know it firsthand, so anyway, that's it.